after what might have been the best SmackDown in over a year, can Monday Night Raw follow up with something great? Look, you're already here. Hit that subscribe button. Today's a little bit interesting. Usually on Sundays, WWE has like a full preview on their website about Monday's show. Same thing Thursday, they have a preview about SmackDown. Today, there's nothing on their website. There's a couple things I found online. There's a couple of matches announced for tomorrow. We can get into those in a second. What's more interesting to me, not more interesting, but what's interesting to me is they've also talked about segments or promos that they're teasing for tomorrow as well. So online, I'm recording this on Sunday, obviously. So if you're watching this on Monday, tonight on Monday Night Raw, Adam Pearce went on social media, talked about the special start time. Of course, the show is in Germany again. So early start time, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, 11 a.m. on the West Coast. I love when WWE programming starts this early because that means I can be done early and call it a night. Usually my Mondays and Fridays are late nights because that's where we record a recap after the show. But anyway, what am I talking about? So apparently there will be a promo in the ring of Io Sky and Rhea Ripley talking about, their new championship, whatever. I hope that this still is leading towards that multi-team match. I hope that this is leading to women's TLC. I hope we get it soon because a little bit of me is scared, not just because the world sucks right now, but a little bit of me is scared because they seem to be veering away from this multi-team thing. Like Alexa Bliss had a singles match this week. Then we saw Liv go up against Lyra and win that match. So does that mean that Bayley and Lyra don't really have a chance at these titles? We also had that 8-team match last week where the heels lost. So where does that put Nia and Lash? Nia and Lash now attacked Alexa Bliss on Friday. Is that just a feud that's going to happen between them? I don't know. It's all getting a little bit wonky. It's all getting, for me at least, it's all looking like it's going further and further away from where we need it to go, which is multi-women tag team match. Well, multi-women team TLC. You know what I mean. We need a TLC match with all of these women in it. Preferably, again, I've said it before and I said it again, I want it at the Rumble because they need to highlight women's wrestling at the Rumble. They're already having them come out in the weird, bodysuit things that they don't usually wear. So let's highlight women's wrestling in Saudi. They did, these women deserve it, and they absolutely should spotlight it specifically for this crowd. But anyway, that's beside my point. They're cutting a promo in the ring. Hopefully they get interrupted by everyone. Let's have everyone come out there. Let's set it up, WWE. Just pull the trigger. Very bad phrasing right now. But let's pull the trigger. Let's get out there. Let's have this match happen. Just do it. Just do it. Get it over with. I want to see it. I think we all want to see it. If I'm wrong, let me know. Maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe no one else wants to see this match. But I want to see women's tag team TLC. We also have CM Punk cutting a promo on Monday after beating Bron Breakker. I don't know where this one goes. He'll probably still get interrupted by the Vision. But it doesn't make sense to me. Bron Breakker lost clean. Even with all of the Vision interference, Bron Breakker still lost clean. So he doesn't really have justification for challenging for this title again, which is why I think he needs to win the Elimination Chamber or the Rumble. If you saw my last video, I didn't predict either one of these. But if he wants to be a part of, to get another title shot, I don't see how him losing clean to CM Punk last week gets him further in that direction, which is why I thought that, Bron Breakker should have won last week. Then that would have given CM Punk justification for his rematch, and we could have gotten a better story. But I don't know. Maybe they'll just beat CM Punk up again, and CM Punk will just give him his rematch. Really interesting that they decided against that one. WWE has really shuffled their champions around in the last couple weeks, and I thought this was the dead giveaway. I thought this was the one that they were like this was the easiest one for me to justify a title change, but WWE didn't think so. So anyway, CM Punk cutting a promo in the ring. Maybe someone else comes out. Maybe he gets interrupted by Obafemi. Awesome. I would love that. My money goes to being interrupted by the Vision, being interrupted by Bron Breakker, and Bron Breakker somehow getting another title shot. Not my favorite, but whatever. We'll take it. We're so close to the Rumble and WrestleMania that we need something to get us through between now and the Rumble for sure. And maybe he'll get a match at the Rumble. And then, like I said, he won't win the Rumble, and maybe he'll go on to win the Elimination Chamber. We'll see. We'll see. Not my favorite way of telling the story, but it's my own fault for trusting WWE. We're also set to get Raquel Rodriguez addressing her attack on Stephanie Vaquer last week. I'm less convinced now that Stephanie Vaquer is going to drop her title. Maybe this is something that it's just a couple weeks. They wrote her off TV for a couple weeks, perhaps, with this whole thing. She comes back. She gives a match to Raquel Rodriguez and probably beats Raquel Rodriguez at the end of it. I feel like if she was going to drop the title, they would have Stephanie Vaquer announced for tomorrow for her to be like, well, I can't, I'm going to have to go out for a few weeks and I'm going to have to drop the title. So I don't think she's dropping the title. Maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, I think this is just their way of writing her off TV for a few weeks. Maybe bring her back at the Chamber after the Rumble to give Raquel Rodriguez a match for that title and kind of get the ball rolling for WrestleMania, right? Whatever that match may be, probably Liv Morgan. But yeah, Raquel Rodriguez set to announce. I like this badass Raquel that they're presenting now. I like this don't give a crap, beat everyone up Raquel Rodriguez. She is a big presence in the women's division. Listen, this last year I've completely enjoyed what she's done with herself. I've completely enjoyed this new character of hers. Big Mommy Cool. Yes, I'm in all day. Her Spanish isn't that great, but other than that, I do like this new character of hers. So I'm in. Honestly, if they want to give the belt to Raquel, I'd be down for that too. But I don't think that that's what WWE is going to do. I think, like I said, Stephanie Vaquer will come back in a few weeks. They'll have a match. She'll lose the match, and then Liv Morgan will be waiting on the other side. So yeah, the two matches that they've announced at this point are what we all know. Gunther and AJ Styles is set to be a match on Monday Night Raw. Yes, absolutely. Gunther and AJ Styles in Germany. We know European crowds love AJ Styles. We know German crowds love Gunther. This match is going to be amazing just for the crowd alone. I know he's not German, but German, history has shown us that German crowds love Gunther. So this match is going to be absolutely amazing just on the crowd alone. Both of these guys can go. Who do I think is going to win this match? Gunther. I mean, the whole character development for Gunther is he's retiring MFers left and right. I know that this isn't AJ Styles' retirement match. I think AJ Styles has a retirement match in mind already. And they were like, well, let's still feed you to Gunther somehow, some way. So I think that that's what they're doing here. This is kind of giving Gunther that win over AJ before AJ calls it a career. I don't know who that match will be for AJ Styles. Maybe Finn Balor. I don't know. I honestly can't tell. Maybe it's someone from TNA. Maybe he has an X Division match on Raw, on SmackDown, on a pay-per-view, in WrestleMania, somewhere. Maybe there's a TNA X Division match where we retire AJ Styles. I mean, he is TNA is the house that AJ Styles built. So, but I think that this is WWE's way of having Gunther retire him without retiring him. So I think Gunther takes this match for sure. And then the second match that's been announced for some reason is Dragon Lee and Penta versus Bronson, Reed, and Austin Theory. I say for some reason because up until now it had been Ray versus Austin Theory and Logan Paul being involved. Then Penta got involved. So I thought it would be, just Penta and Ray teaming up against Austin Theory and Logan Paul. I don't know. Maybe Logan Paul couldn't go to Germany because he's a piece of trash. Maybe he wasn't allowed in the country. I don't know. Whatever. So maybe that's why they're kind of circumventing this to be Bronson, Reed, and Austin Theory. Great. Dragon Lee and Penta. Great. I wish that they would do something with Dragon Lee that wasn't teaming him up with other luchadors. That wasn't putting him in a tag team. I wish they would do something for Dragon Lee that just showcased how great of a wrestler he is. I've been really impressed with the work he's done in AAA recently, and I wish that WWE could see it like I've seen it, and push him, give him a mid card run, have him go after Dominic Mysterio's IC title. I know that Dom's out, obviously, but have him go through the Judgment Day and being like, "Where's Dom? When's Dom coming back? I'm waiting for that title," right? But I don't think WWE will do that anytime soon. Dragon Lee is kind of just going to be a background player for all of his career in WWE, and that sucks because the guy is really talented. But anyway, Penta and Dragon Lee versus Bronson Reed and Austin Theory. I think that Penta and Dragon Lee. No, scratch that. I was going to say I think Penta and Dragon Lee take this, but I think this ends in a no contest. It's been also like the way that it's being booked, or the way that it's been announced is Penta and Dragon Lee with Rey Mysterio in their corner, and Bronson Reed and Austin Theory with Paul Heyman in their corner. So I don't know why they would say it like that, but okay, whatever. But I do think that this will probably end in a no contest. It'll probably end or in a DQ, like Bronson Reed and Austin Theory. They just care about beating people up. They don't care about winning this match, and I think that's fine. I think that this ultimately ends in a 3-on-3 match. I thought it would be with Rey Fenix, but it's going to be Dragon Lee, Penta, and Rey Mysterio versus Divisions, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul. So, yeah. This is just a match just leading in that direction. Maybe at the Rumble they'll have that 3-on-3 match. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot to talk about today. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of information online about tomorrow's episode. They usually have like 4 matches announced, 3 or 4 matches announced. They do have these 2 matches announced. Maybe they'll have a Grande Americano match because, well, yeah, if you know, you know. So maybe they'll have a Grande Americano match. Maybe, you know what, Grande again versus Javon Evans. That'd be a lot of fun to watch. I'm sure the German crowd loves the Grande Americano, so I wouldn't hate that match if we saw it again. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen tomorrow. I feel like WWE needs to follow with something huge. Like we just saw the biggest surprise in a lot of people's minds at Smackdown. We just saw one of the best shows that WWE in general has put on weekly television in a long, long time. So I hope that they can follow it up. Raw was fine last week, but it was weaker than I think we all wanted it to be. I think we all expected something huge, and they just didn't deliver on that. So I hope that they can justify that, or not justify that. I hope that they can fix that this week. I hope that they can just deliver something great, something to that same quality as last week's SmackDown. I mean, obviously, we're not going to get a title change this week, but I'm sure they can do something to figure it out. Like Raw has been great. Maybe we get some returns. Maybe Roman comes back. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, but let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you want to see happen at Monday Night Raw. Let me know where you think all of this is headed. What do you think is happening to Stephanie Vaquer? I don't know. We'll find out. But since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like. Make sure to hit subscribe. I post a lot of videos. They aren't all this rambly. If you enjoyed this video, great. You should definitely check out my channel. If you didn't, then just ignore it and go to the next video. It's fine. Anyway, though, as always, until next time, have a nice day.